Welcome to the Holistic Entrepreneur with holistic nurse practitioner, success coach, and best-selling author, Bonnie Groessl. Bonnie and her expert guests share tips, tools, and strategies to achieve success on your holistic entrepreneur journey. Each show features answers to common entrepreneur challenges, along with a healthy dose of support and motivation. Now, please welcome the host of the Holistic Entrepreneur, Bonnie Groessl.
Well, welcome everyone. This is Bonnie Groessl, your host here at the Holistic Entrepreneur. Now today is our group angel reading. It's the first week of May 2020. And I set the intention before doing the reading today so that you would get whatever it is that you need during this challenging time. I mean, whether it's struggling with finances, just being able to put food on the table, whether you yourself are sick or have COVID-19 or know someone who does, or if you've lost someone, or if you're just struggling with all the stress that this is causing, because stress really weakens our immune system. And so, we really need to try to handle that so that we don't succumb to anything, whether it's COVID-19 or really any kind of illness, because we want to keep our immune system strong. So the reading today, as always, is dedicated to you. And it's whatever it is that you're struggling with. Now, I want you to take what fits for you. You feel if it resonates with you and if it's a message you need to hear. These are all things that we know anyway. They're just reminders or sometimes validations of something that we're feeling or thinking. So just take what fits for you and let go of the rest. Now, this show is really meant to be educational, inspirational, and motivational in nature. So I always want you to take what fits for you and let go of the rest, because you need to seek medical attention if you need that. This does not intend or imply to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. So I always want to preface every show, whether we do an angel reading or something else, with that little reminder for all of us. Especially at this time, we really need to take care of ourselves. And self-care is one of the things that we can do for ourselves. So I want to share this angel reading with you today, and I've not looked at these cards. I never do before we do the reading, so it's kind of a surprise to me too, but we'll see what the angels have to say for us today. Now, I want to also remind you to check out the show page. The Bonnie Links website is on there. And I've got a whole section for free things and things that are available to you for this time during COVID-19. I also put the Amazon link to my self-care products and books and my audios, the guided meditation audios, in case you find those would be helpful for you. And I also want to give a shout out to all the people on the front line, the healthcare workers, the people who are supplying our food and all the essential things for us so that we can get through this together. And, there are people donating masks and money, and, there's wonderful things going on. So there's always some silver lining in everything that happens, and this is no exception. So I want to share this angel reading with you today and take with it, what fits for you. So the cards that came to me today, I always sort of meditate on this a little bit, and then just whatever cards pop out to me, those are the ones I choose. Messages from Your Angels was the first deck, and then Archangel Michael, and then the butterfly cards, the butterfly oracle cards, which I don't really draw from very often, but it just popped out to me today, perhaps because it's May, I'm not sure. So anyway, here are the cards for you. Now, the first ones are from Messages from Your Angels. The first card we have is Desiree. And I will put an image of all these cards in a JPEG so that you can download it, make it bigger so you can read what's on here. What this card tells us is that, no, the conditions aren't favorable right now, but it causes us to look for other options. It causes us to pause from our regular life. And I think Desiree's card is a reminder that there is so much more to life that we don't even acknowledge because we're busy in our day-to-day stuff. And as an example of this, many of the trails and places that we walk or run around here are closed. But there are some that are open, some that not many people know about. So there's nobody there. And so lately, my husband and I have been exploring new places and going for a walk in the woods and places we've never been before. Now, we wouldn't do that if we weren't in this situation. So there's a little bit of a silver lining to everything. And this card is reminding us of that. The next card that comes to us is an angel called Maya. And Maya talks about how we need to learn more things. Schooling, study, education will help in your life's purpose. Perhaps you're in a situation where you find yourself unemployed right now, and you need to have a backup plan. You need to have something else just in case your job doesn't, come back or whatever. So if you're in that situation, I think this card is speaking to you, because we always need to be learning new things. It's always good to have a backup plan. It's always good to not put all of our eggs in one basket, number one, but it allows us to explore. And now, oh my goodness, there's no better time. I mean, we're all stuck at home, or most of us are stuck at home. I work at home anyway, so it's not too much different for me. But there are people who are having to be at home for the first time, because otherwise they would, leave and go to their job. But they're stuck there. So right now, online, which pretty much everybody has a computer or a phone, they can access so much education, training, learning new things. Now is a wonderful time to do that, because maybe you have more time to do that and there's more available. It seems everybody's doing it. And there a lot of those things are free, workshops and summits and even master classes and things. So it's really nothing that you have to pay for. I mean, there's usually an offer that people can pay for if they want more of whatever it is they're watching or listening to. But a lot of this stuff is free. So soak it all up. I think that card is wonderful in this time period. So know that, no, it's not the best time right now. There are changes. We have to get used to a different way of living, at least temporarily. Probably will never go back to exactly the same as it was, but it will improve. And now take that time to learn. Now we go to the St. Michael deck, and actually I had a jumping card on this deck. So we have 3 of them instead of 2. And the first one is have confidence. I love how these cards flow together in a story. It happens every time I do this, whether I do, multiple decks or just one, or anytime I do more than one card, it seems to connect. So having confidence, I think, is really important, because you have to have self-confidence to be able to learn new things and to have hope that there is a brighter future. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Because if you don't have confidence in that, it can be a really dark place. And perhaps you're in that dark place right now, or maybe just coming out of it. I know many people, myself, who are and who are really struggling, because there are so many uncertainties and so many things are unknown. I mean, fear of the unknown is one of the worst fears, I think. So know that you have to have confidence, both in yourself, in the people who are helping us in this time, the healthcare workers, the people who provide our food, the essential things that we need, and also the scientists, developing the vaccine and the antibody tests and all those sorts of things. And then the manufacturers who are making things that we're short of, respirators and masks and IV poles and things like that. So have confidence that everybody in the whole world is working together to come to a better place. So that have confidence is I think, a really key card in this time period. And then, I love this. You can't make this stuff up. Prayer will help in this situation. Now, whether you pray or meditate or reflect, or whoever you pray to, God, the angels, Buddha, it doesn't matter. Whatever your belief system is, there is a higher power. So just access that higher power and ask. But then not only ask, but ask and know that you already have it. Because as I've said many times before, time is really not linear, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's all happening at the same time. So when you ask for something in a prayer of some type, a meditation, you're asking, then also accept and imagine, pretend as if you already have it and feel that gratitude of already having it. I think that's the best way to pray. And then spend more time outdoors. We were just talking about that. Explore new things. If you are in a place where you can't even leave your house, that's difficult, obviously, but you can go online and go on Facebook or go on YouTube and watch videos of outside stuff and take a nature walk virtually. I think we're learning to have to do a lot of things virtually that we never really did before. So there's always a way to do that. So spending more time outdoors. I can't tell you how healing that is for me personally. Going for a walk out in the woods today, later on today, it's supposed to be decent weather. So I'm going to go out in the garden, play in the dirt a little bit. So dirt therapy is really, really good for you. So get outside if you can. And if you can't, then watch a video that takes you outside and do it virtually. The last card deck that came to us was the butterfly deck, which is the deck that I don't usually draw from. And so for some reason, it popped out to me today and I had to choose it. And there are 2 cards from this. And I love this. This is such a great reminder. You are stronger than you know. It's true. We're all stronger than we know, than we realize, than we give ourselves credit for. There's that saying, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's true. If this whole pandemic issue doesn't actually kill you, you're going to be stronger. And if you've lost someone, know that they're stronger too, because they're not here anymore, right? They're out into the ethers. They're in heaven. They're energy somewhere, whatever your belief system is. So know that we are stronger. We're all stronger than we give ourselves credit for. Stronger than you know. Use that strength. Draw on that strength. Believe in that strength. Have confidence in that strength, right? All these cards really play together. And then the last card that comes to us, and this is from the butterfly deck, is Healing from the Past. I love these cards because they're so pretty. Healing from the past means to me, and they want me to pass on to you, that this is probably triggering some things for some people, and maybe it is for you. And then that's the time to take this time now to heal. So if isolation of some type, being alone, if you live alone and you have to be, stay in your house, if that isolation, issue was an issue for you in the past, now is maybe the time to heal that. There are all sorts of ways available to us now that never were before. With online stuff, if you have a phone or a computer, you can reach anybody in the whole world. We have a lot of friends in the island of Kauai, and they're struggling with this obviously too. And we check in with them from time to time just to kind of see how they're doing. And it makes me feel so good that we can connect with them, because then you don't feel quite so isolated. And healing from the past could be something about not feeling loved or wanted. And again, now is the time to heal this. So if you feel like, this is triggering something for you, I would sit with it, reflect on that and see what that is. Because there probably is something that needs to be healed. We really all have healing that needs to take place from the past, because we all have limiting beliefs. That's another thing to look at, is limiting beliefs. Thank you for that. That's another thing to look at, is limiting beliefs. We all have them, right? Whatever you heard maybe as a child or growing up or in school or whatever, we take on those beliefs then in our adult life. Check in with yourself and see what healing maybe needs to take place, and take some time now, while you've got some time, to work on that, because you'll come out the other side. You'll come out into the light from this tunnel as a better person, a better spirit, a better soul, right? So let's recap our cards from today. We started out with Desiree, who talks about and reminds us that no, the conditions aren't favorable right now, but take a look around at your options. There's always something you can do. There's a silver lining in just about everything. And maybe this time is forcing us maybe to explore those things. So Maya comes to us next and reminds us that learning, lifelong learning, I think is probably the most valuable attribute that people can have, because we're always needing to learn new stuff. It's always good to have a backup plan, to have some security. If nothing else, it gives you that sense of security. Well, if this doesn't work out, like I can't get my job back the way it was, I can always do this, or I can always adjust how I do my job going back to it in a new way. Anything right now, everybody's going to have to learn new stuff. Everybody, whether you go back to a job you had before, if you're laid off or whatever, or furloughed, or you're doing something new, or your business is still going, your work is still going, but you're having to do things a little bit differently. You've got to learn new stuff. You have to be okay with that. And then have confidence that you can, right? And have confidence in not only yourself, everyone else, the universe, the creator, whatever your belief system is. Have confidence that everybody is working on this and we will get through this. Okay. And then prayer helps in this situation. It reminds us to take that time to pray, to reflect, to meditate, to however you do that, whatever that is. But as I mentioned earlier, I think the best way to pray is to, if you're asking for something, also pretend that it's already there. And how that feels. Feel how that feels to already have what it is that you want. Okay? It's a great way to pray. Don't have to pray that way, obviously, but that's the way I do it, and I just feel so much better about it. And then spend more time outdoors. If you can be outdoors, do it. Right now, I mean, I live in Wisconsin, and it's a little warmer today, which is awesome, because it's been pretty cold. So I'm going to spend time outdoors, but we've been walking out in nature as much as we can. If you are in a place, though, where you can't, like you can't leave your confines of your house or your apartment or whatever, I would say get online and look at some beauty out there in nature, and that you can do that virtually. And then realize and remember and acknowledge that you are stronger than you think. We're all stronger than we think. You can do this. We're all going to do this. And then healing from the past. Sometimes this drags up old stuff, and maybe that's intensifying how you feel now. Reflect on that and see if you can identify what that old stuff is. Certainly get help if you need, help with through therapy or whatever to work on that stuff. Sometimes it's just a limiting belief, like, oh, this is never going to work or whatever. So just know that that stuff is there. We all have that stuff. Again, I love how the cards tell a story throughout. Now there's 7 cards today. And there's a story in those 7 cards. So I hope that you enjoyed this angel reading today. I hope that you take what fits for you and just let go of the rest. It might resonate with you now. It might resonate with you a week from now or whatever, and say, oh yeah, that's what that message meant. And if you're not listening to this when it first airs in May of 2020, no worries, because time is not linear, right? So whenever you're listening to this, these messages are for you. You'll know if they're for you. And like I said before, and I say this pretty much every time I do this, is that this isn't like a psychic reading or something like that. These are messages, reminders, affirmations, confirmations, validations for you. Stuff that we already know. It's just that we forget, or we get wrapped up in our current situation and we don't remember those things. We don't acknowledge those things or use them. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. Next week, I will be back, and not sure what I'm going to talk about. It'll be something about this whole issue and all the struggles that people are going through. If there's something in particular that you'd like to hear, please reach out to me. On the show page below is my link to the website, bonniegroessl.com. But really check out that bonnielinks.com page, and you might want to bookmark it, because I add things like almost a couple times a week sometimes. As I find new things, especially if they're free, that will help you during this time, I put the link in there. And then, like I said, I've also added my Amazon link for anybody who's interested in that. And the other thing I added a week or 2 ago is if anybody wants to just chat, Say you've got an idea for something or a question about something, and you just want somebody to talk to. I don't want you to feel isolated. Just there's a button on there that you can schedule a time to just chat. I don't even really care what it's about. I'm always happy to do that. That's my little way of contributing and donating, is donating my time in that. So if you just need somebody to talk to, or if you have a question, please just use that link, schedule a time. We'll get on Zoom, and you can call in if you don't have a computer access. You can also, there's a phone number too. So if you want to chat, I'm here for you. I am. So until next time, believe that anything is possible as long as you believe. Blessings, everybody. Well, thank you for joining me here at the Holistic Entrepreneur Show today. If you would like to learn how you can be a sought-after guest on popular podcasts, how to produce your own show, or even how to use content marketing to grow your business, go to bonnielinks.com and check out the offers that I have for you there. bonnielinks.com, BONNIELINKS.com, is also where you can sign up for my monthly newsletter, the Holistic Entrepreneur Update. It comes straight to your email with an update from me and all of the links to the last month's shows, just in case you missed anything. Now, this newsletter also gives you access to the show's guest gift page, where you can access all the great gifts from my guests over the years. And don't forget to subscribe to The Holistic Entrepreneur on your favorite podcast directory so that you'll automatically receive the newest episode when it's released. The Holistic Entrepreneur is brought to you by M&B Global Solutions.